Welcome to Global Japan. We're in Vladivostok in Russia to find out how Japan shares its know-how with its Russian neighbour. Since 2016, the two countries have been working on the 8-point cooperation plan. The first of these areas of cooperation is health. First, I'm taking you to the Hokuto Diagnostic Imaging Center. It's a unique place in Russia which is managed jointly by the Japanese and Russians. This morning, Yulia, a 39-year-old woman, has an appointment for a full checkup in this center entirely dedicated to preventative medicine, an approach that was not well developed in this region before its opening in 2013. Here, the doctors are Russian, but they were trained by Japanese teams.
This is a unique opportunity to do full checkups in one place, meet good specialists, and get the results very quickly.
It welcomes 7,000 patients a year for preventative treatment. As the famous Japanese neurosurgeon behind this project points out, cancers, cardiovascular and cerebral diseases are responsible for the majority of premature deaths.
These three diseases have one thing in common. It's important to diagnose them before the onset of symptoms, to find something that could trigger them.
All this works thanks to Japanese technology. Some machines used here can only be found in this region's hospitals. Preference has been given to the Japanese-style approach to treating patients.
This level of equipment is beneficial because it guarantees the accuracy of our results and diagnoses. That said, the human factor is also important. I'm talking about this uniquely Japanese attitude of humanity, of being attentive to the patient.
Obihiro in northern Japan, where some Russian patients are sent for treatment. Russian doctors also come regularly to familiarize themselves with the techniques and cultural approach of Japanese medicine. The facility has a permanent connection to Vladivostok.
All these images come from Vladivostok. We can share them between us here, and when necessary, we can give advice to our Russian colleagues.
This cooperation between Japan and Russia in the health field is still developing. A new rehabilitation center based on the Japanese model is being built and will open next spring in Vladivostok. It will benefit from Japanese know-how, experience and techniques in rehabilitation. This hospital is one of the flagships in this field. For example, this jewel of Japanese high-tech is used here, an exoskeleton that can treat patients suffering from loss of autonomy, victims of strokes or spinal cord injuries.
With this center in Vladivostok, we want to help people find a normal life more quickly, give them more autonomy, improve their health and life expectancy.
Back to Vladivostok, where the Eastern Economic Forum has just been held. An event where Russians and Japanese took stock of their progress in more than 100 specific projects set up as part of the cooperation plan between the two countries.
In order to decide the content of the 8-point cooperation plan, first of all, we conducted a very in-depth analysis about what the Russian people are expecting and what difficulties they might be having and what improvement they might wish to see.
Preference was given to the health sector, followed by improving the urban environment. It's much more than just an agreement, it's a real win-win partnership.
Traditionally, when it comes to the economic relationship between Japan and Russia, first and foremost, it was always the natural gas or oil. Of course, indeed, it's true that it's an important area because it is a huge business. But in this 8-point plan, energy is only ranked number 4.
That's it for this episode of Global Japan. Back to Europe next month, where you'll see how Japanese architecture is setting the standard internationally. See you soon.